the easiest way to submit a resource is to click the Submit a Resource button. It's right there at the top banner for you. And you'll be brought to this web page. And the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to download the Community Development Extension Library Resource Intake Guide. And so if you're to click on this URL, it's going to bring you to a box file PDF that walks you through and provides a little bit of detail around the questions that are going to be asked in the Submit a Resource form. So it gives you a little more context to the Google form. So we've provided some guidance around how you might answer the different questions that are required for us to collect the data to make sure that the resource is listed properly within the database. So once you've clicked on, the hyperlink to download the PDF guidance, you can come back to the site itself and you can click on Submit a Resource. And when you click on Submit a Resource, it's going to launch that actual Google form. And if you notice, the PDF matches, it's sort of screenshots of the Google form with more explanation. But the Google form is where you're actually going to provide the information and do the upload of the resource itself. And so the information that you provide on this form is necessary because it's really the metadata that is used to make sure that the resource is listed correctly and folks can find it within the resource library. So it's going to ask some basic information about each resource, including what is the name, who is the primary contact, their email address in case we need to follow up, or the user needs to follow up with you and have a particular question about a resource or a curriculum. Contact phone number, the name of the institution. This will be a drop-down list, so you should be able to find your institution in there because we want to make sure that you are accredited, and also that's one of the filter mechanisms within the search function is to be able to search by institution. If for some reason we did not list your institution in the dropdown, you also have the option of selecting other and then typing in your institution, and we'll make sure it gets listed the best way that you think. We asked if this resource is part of a larger program or curriculum, and if yes, what is the name of that larger program or curriculum? So perhaps there's a fact sheet or a process that's part of a larger curriculum, but you just wanted to share that piece with the library. We've built in the opportunity for you to mention the larger curriculum that's drawn from in case folks want that information. We've asked if there's a website link for this resource that users can visit for more information. That's sort of self-explanatory, so they can get more context around the resource that's being shared. And then, I talked about how we would accept both no cost and pay fee resources. And you can check this box for the appropriate categorization, whether it's a no cost or a fee-based resource that you're sharing. Here's where you're going to indicate the planning phases that apply to the particular resource. And this is a check all that apply because we recognize that, if it's a larger curriculum, it may address one or more of these different phases. And so we have allowed the opportunity for you to select as many as you think apply to that particular resource. And then when it's searched for, when someone uses that filter within the website, it will be included in that listing for that phase. And then finally, it's very important that there's a good description. We want to keep it to 150 words so that it's not too lengthy, but we also want it to be detailed enough so that folks have a good idea about, what is actually contained in the resource. So that's going to be the description that shows up right under the name of the resource when it's returned as a result within the library. And then we ask about the format. Again, I talked about that earlier. We have the topics, those broader topics: community-based economic development, business development. And again, this is a select all that apply because we recognize that there may be programs or resources that apply to more than one topic area. I mentioned the keywords, so here's the opportunity for you to describe the resource using keywords that are a little bit more granular than the broader topics so that folks can use those to find your resource. And then when it comes time to actually upload the resources, we ask that they be zipped in a folder, and you're going to visit this URL, and it's going to take you straight to an upload folder. And all you do is drag and drop your files that are zipped into a folder. Enter your email address so that we have an email associated with a particular file upload in case there's an issue. And then you're going to come back to the form, and you're going to finish by listing the name of the zip file that you just uploaded so that we can make that connection. And then if you do not have anything to upload, if it's just a web-based tool or resource that you would like to share, we have the opportunity for you to do that as well. So you would just skip the resource upload function because you're not uploading any files, and you're just going to list the URL to the particular web-based tool that you would like to share with the group. And so again, we think that referring to the guidance is going to be useful as you're going through. If you have any questions about how you fill out a particular field to make sure your resource is uploaded and listed correctly, the guide is going to be a very nice resource for you as you're working through that. But hopefully it's a pretty straightforward process. We try to make the questions as unambiguous as possible. We realize that we can't eliminate that completely. But again, if you do have a particular question about submitting a resource or accessing a resource, again, you can visit the About and go to the Contact Us page and send us an inquiry. And hopefully we'll be able to help you resolve whatever the issue is.